The shark took me down under the water and just kept thrashing me around like a rag doll. That's when the pain kicked in. I remember thinking to myself, I'm gonna die right now. I was attacked by a 10-foot bull shark on February 11th, 2009. I remember everything because I was awake through most of it. I was conducting a counter-terrorism exercise with a branch of the Navy called the clearance divers, and I was swimming from point A to point B in Sydney Harbour, Australia, and a 10-foot bull shark came up from underneath me. I was looking the other way, and I didn't even see the shark coming. I just felt this pressure on my leg. My initial instincts were go for the eyeball, but the shark had my hand in its mouth as well. I just couldn't reach the eye. I grabbed it by the nose and I tried to push that off my leg, but that didn't work. And so I decided to do what everyone tells you to do and punch it in the nose. But as I tried to punch it, the shark, I guess, decided I was food and decided to shake me and try and get the meat out of my body. That's when the pain kicked in. Every ounce of fight went out of me. The shark took me down under the water and just kept thrashing me around like a rag doll. And I just thought, I'm gonna die. Its teeth met in the middle of my leg, ripped out my hamstring, ripped off my hand, and because I wasn't attached to it anymore, my wetsuit made me buoyant and I popped to the surface. The shark thrashed its tail to swim away, splashing water into my face, and that shocked me back to reality, and I thought, wow, I'm not dead. Well, I better get out of here before this shark comes back and finishes me off. As I took a stroke, I took my arm out of the water and I could see that my hand was totally gone. So I was actually swimming through a pool of my own blood back to the safety boat. Fortunately, the shark didn't come back. Another shark didn't smell the blood and come and get me, and I made it to my teammates in the boat, and they took me out of the water and commenced first aid and tried to keep me alive. Now, we didn't have any medical aids on the boat. We didn't have any tourniquets or anything like that. So one of the guys actually had to stick his hand inside my leg and pinch closed an artery with his fingers until the paramedics arrived. And I just felt like, today sucks. I was in hospital for a total of 9 weeks. When I went into emergency surgery, they removed what was left of my hand and patched that up, and now my arm ends at the end of my forearm. But with my leg, they wanted to see if they could try and salvage it. What they did was they cut off my foot. They cut open the back of my leg and took all the bones out of the lower part of my leg and then folded my calf muscle into where my hamstring used to be. My calf is now in the back of my leg, which is very strange because now when I get an itchy foot, I've got to scratch my bum. After they'd removed the leg, I was absolutely terrified. The thought of losing everything that I'd worked so hard for in the Army and the Navy and not having any job to go back to and not having any purpose in life was really, really scary for me. And so the only thing I could do is try and prove to the Navy that I could still do my job once I was given prosthetics. And so the only way that I could do that was to start training my body and training my mind. The Australian Army taught me a really important mantra back in basic training, and that mantra was improvise, adapt, and overcome. While I couldn't do push-ups because I didn't have two hands, my training taught me to improvise. Day by day by day, I got stronger, I got fitter, I got more confident, and then eventually I started getting prosthetics as well. It would be a crime for me not to push them to their absolute limits, which I do all the time, and I'm very guilty of breaking my prosthetics quite a lot. I never blamed the animal for being a shark. It's just wrong place, wrong day. Look, I chose a dangerous life. You know, you can't get upset when you choose a path like that when something goes wrong. You know, at least this way I got a cool story out of it. In perspective, sharks might kill 5 to 10 people a year in the whole world. We kill over 100 million sharks a year. So who's the real monster in this equation? Getting attacked by the shark has changed everything about my life. Coming from nearly dying in the jaws of one to now, I host Shark Week on Discovery Channel, and I have done crazier things than you can even imagine. With my motivational speaking, my goal is to light a fire under people. Sometimes we just need that little spark to reinvigorate our passion for life. And if I can do that through my story and showing people how you can overcome adversity and tap into the powers of motivation and especially happiness, then your life is just going to be amazing. I feel so blessed and lucky that I actually get to live this life, living in the footsteps of my heroes like Steve Irwin and Valerie Taylor. A lot of the questions I get asked on social media are surrounding my working out. How do I work out with my prosthetics? Or, what do I eat? How do I stay so fit and healthy? Also, can people come diving with sharks with me? A lot of people want to come and experience the thrill of meeting a shark face to face. Having come that close to death and realizing that death actually isn't that scary and isn't that bad, it sort of frees you from having to worry about things. So now I just want to live my life full of adventure, full of stories, full of helping people and making a difference in the world so that when I die next time, I feel exactly the same way that I did the first time.